The Canes are playing on Saturday.
Let's go.
5 o'clock. Islanders. PNC Arena. We know the details. They're set. We can finally start planning our weekends without being worried about, if I do something, then it might make me miss the game. We can plan appropriately. It is announced. It is signed, sealed, and delivered. Canes Islanders, PNC Arena, 5 o'clock on Saturday.
Don't ask about game 2 yet. We don't know.
Relax. We just got game 1. That much I can pass along with confidence. I can't pass along with much confidence Jesper Fast's availability. What I can tell you, and again, when we get information, you get information, he did not practice today. He was not on the ice. The young guys outside of Scott Morrow, they were not on the ice with the team. They skated earlier. Mm-hmm. It's very much this is who you're riding with. This is the group. You know what you have. Aside from the uncertainty around Jesper Fast. That's the question. That's the up in the air part of it. I stand by this. No excuses. That stays, there's actually, and I said this, after the regular season finale, if Fast doesn't get hurt they're as close to 100% as I maybe have ever seen health-wise, as I have maybe ever seen a team going into to the postseason in the NHL. A Jesper Fast injury is not enough for me to change anything. No excuses continues. The teams you're playing are going to be dealing with boo-boos and ouchies and availability issues, and you have your one little pebble in your shoe. But for the most part, you sign up for this. Mm-hmm. If, when you acquire Gensel, who, by the way, was coming back from an injury, and Kuznetsov hadn't played in however many months, at least at the NHL level, when the roster was organized as it was intended, if I would have told you you're going into the postseason riding a pretty good hot streak and Jesper Fast is going to be dealing with something, you'll go, I wish Fast wouldn't, but I'll take it. Other things we learned from the morning skate today, Drury centering Necas and Teravainen. Starting to look like decisions have been made there, at least for the first game, right? The first shifts. We know Rod Brind'amour has the ability to, and the conviction in his own beliefs, to pivot if he needs to say, I thought that would work and it's not, we'll change it. But it looks like we know what the lines are going to be, at least the core groups of the lines are going to be when the postseason starts.
I know you and I had the conversation earlier this week about 3 guys kind of fighting for 2 spots in terms of Drury, Kuznetsov, and Kotkaniemi. With the Fast injury, it kind of takes the decision out of Rod's hands, really. Like, he doesn't have to worry about it right now because he has Kotkaniemi playing on the quote-unquote 4th line with Kuznetsov and Nason, which, by the way, those 3 together as a quote-unquote 4th line should feast on other teams' 4th lines in the playoffs. But Kotkaniemi sliding into the spot where Fast would normally be, he's going to have to play a physical style of play. He's going to have to be physical because that's what Jesper Fast brought. He's going to have to bring that to that line.
And in a weird way, it gives you, however, and we don't know the information on how long Fast will be gone. Mm-hmm. We know he didn't practice today. He's doubtful for, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's practice.
This could be seen as like, all right, the 3 guys that were battling for those 2 spots, go out in the postseason and earn it. Mm-hmm. Right, you put up a point, you score a goal, you do something magnificent. There's a good chance you're going to be in the lineup the next game, right? You can ride a hot streak to being a significant contributor to the postseason hopes of the Carolina Hurricanes. There is an interesting question because there's somebody like Jesper Fast being out. You might think, and I'm guilty of it. It's only Fast.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right? It's no disrespect to Fast, but you can start naming all the players you think are more important or more pivotal, right? And you're going like, at least it's not so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. But one thing Fast is, and it's part of being around for a while, it's part of being on that Martinook Stahl Fast line so often, which just seems so steady, is you do take a player like him for granted, and you don't realize the situations that he just takes care of, or you can trust him within. Dennis and I were talking off air, and he brought up the first shift after a power play, right? Power play, which, by the way, it looks like the power play lines are getting back to what they were before guys started taking their time off.
Yep. First shift is like a first shift after a Canes power play.
Yes.
That is. Yes.
Well played. So if the power play units, play out the power play when the Canes have the advantage and they don't score, that Martinook Stahl Fast line has been thrown out there, even if they're not skating together on a line for the rest of their shifts. They're thrown out there because they know each other like the back of their hands. They have a ton of experience together, and they will, because they're not part of usually not part of the power play units, have fresh legs, and you can put them out there until you can get back on rhythm with your shifts. So that's one of those situations where, without Fast, do you trust the next guy in that situation? Does Stahl and Martinook have the same relationship with the next guy in those situations? It does throw some things off, and I don't want to completely dismiss the impact that Jesper Fast being out might have. I'm more saying it about everybody else, right? They're so good that they should be able to overcome that. They're so good that Jesper Fast being out, which may have upended the team in years past, because it's like, gosh, what are you going to do without Quickie? What are you going to do without Fast? Is that shouldn't be the case this year. They've built up the depth. We're looking at things that are different this season, right? That's kind of been one of the themes of the week, is what's going to be different about this postseason run that the previous postseason runs that came up just short didn't have. And one of the answers we came up with was the depth. They have built up a surplus of talented individuals to better handle an injury here or there. Now, every team in every sport of professional sports has a handful or less of players that if you lose them, everything becomes upended. The good teams limit that number by having as many quality players that you trust in a big moment out there, and the Canes have enough to withstand a Fast injury. No excuses. I don't want to have a poor performance in game one and have anyone, even media or fans, say, well, Jesper Fast wasn't out there. I'm going to be going, nope, I preemptively said no excuses on that one.
Now, don't forget, Jesper Fast last year, game 2 against the Islanders in the opening round, won that game in overtime. He had the overtime game winner, and then in the second series against the New Jersey Devils, actually had the series-clinching overtime win in game 5. So he had an overtime goal in game 5, which clinched the series for the Canes against the Devils in that second round. So the guy has put up some big goals. For sure, but like you said, there's no excuse for this.
And I want to be clear, Fast is good. They've built up depth, so when good is out, good replaces. Mm-hmm. That's like if Fast had the game-winning goal. All right, that better be Kuzi this year, or that better be Kotkaniemi playing in those minutes this year, or Drury this year. Like there's the thing is, good can go out and good can replace good. That's what they've built up. That's why there's no excuses. Don Waddell has done his job. That's why there's no excuses.